do it. Let's do it. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Welcome back. It's another day in the neighborhood. Yes, let's do it. Here we go. It's your boy, Professor Pippage, back in this, trying to drop another video banger for you guys. It's another day. It's another trading session. And as you can see right here on AUDUSD, we are pretty excited this week about the markets. We had a banging ass trade last evening. It was awesome, amazing. Scratch that. Only caught about 25 good solid pips of that thing last night, but trying to see what we can hop back in tonight. Came on a little bit later this evening. Ended up being a couple minutes later, but overall wanted to get closer to that 8 o'clock candle open, just so there's not so much of a silence, just sitting around looking and breathing in the mic. So price action getting ready to kind of act up right here at the end of this 7 o'clock hourly candle close. What I kind of wanted to do tonight was kind of, same format as previous weeks. I did not do a weekend analysis this weekend simply because I just didn't get to it. So what I wanted to do was I did not erase the charts from last week. What I wanted to do was kind of go over how I potentially would have gotten active last night. Not last night, but last week. Based off of the way the market, I had the charts analyzed and marked up. Currently sitting in this buy position right here on AU. I'll go through the trade from last night. Kind of walk through, as I explained the trade here, kind of give out the setup that I saw right here. And yeah, so as we can see, based off of previous week's price action is bullish. We're looking at the 1 hour chart on AUD USD. Price action is bullish. If you crunch up the price action, you overall see higher highs and higher lows. And then when you go back into last week's price action, which is all this from here to here, what we can see is price action at the end of the week created that NY high and stayed within this range that it started to create from, if this is Thursday, so Wednesday, Asian session into, this would have been Thursday into Friday. Yeah, so from Thursday into Friday, price action created these equal highs right up here, building up liquidity above that level. And price action was pushing bullish. So these are the two things that I had in the back of my mind when I started to analyze the charts and look for a trade setup last night. So if you go to the bar replay mode, this is what we would have had. This is what price action looked like. We had these three highs, building liquidity right above. So I said to myself, what I said was, we've seen this sort of price action before, where price action pushes up and creates this high, pullbacks and creates that next high relatively in the same, structured area for the most part. As I see this high, higher low, and then you got this next high way up here versus this higher low and this high in close relationship to each other. We saw this similar price action pattern back in this would have been 1 week, 2 weeks ago with this price action here. Price action came from way up here, came down, created a low, created a lower high, instantly broke the low. And when I saw this price action, I was confused as far as why price action was pulling back so far. And what I noticed was I should have been taking should have been identifying the range instead of from this high to this low. I should have been identifying the range from this high to this low. And that's pretty much what you got right back in over here. You got the extreme low point, which is kind of like the extreme high point down here. We're pushing bearish. Back in over here, we're pushing bullish. So the extreme high point is this one instead of this one. And I got my 4 hour support, 4 hour resistance marked up right up here. And so as I was looking at this last night, I said, this looks like it really needs a retracement. We got a huge ass imbalance right here. And overall, since Thursday into Friday, price action pushed up and was unable to break highs. It simply just started to build liquidity. So the one thing going into the trade last night that had me nervous was I didn't know if price action was going to push above and grab this liquidity before it leaked. So as price action opened, I was not at the chart for the 5 o'clock open. I didn't really come to the charts until, let's see. So price action had done, let's go down to the 15-minute chart. I can see a lot better. So we're right up in here. By the time I came to the chart, price action had already pushed up and created all this price action here. And it had already gave this big bearish engulfing candle. So by me seeing that big bearish engulfing candle, what I did was I jumped down to the 5 and the 1 minute. Now remember, like I said, I was kind of expecting price action to manipulate and come up here and grab this liquidity before pushing down. But I also saw that when we created this high point right over here during the agent session, we did not break this NY high right over here. If price action would have kept going, you know, somewhat bullish, and then broke this high and kind of retraced, I kind of would have expected even more to go up. But since we came right here and gave this big bearish reaction and we did not break this high point looking left, I was ready to take short. So right in, back over here, I actually had like 2, 3, 4 positions on this trade. Right in, back over here. Once this candle printed bullish, this candle printed bearish and closed bearish. I believe I waited for it to start breaking some lows on the 5 minute. Let me see. I believe, yeah. So once we created, I had the fibs on. So I took the fibs from the high to the low, 50%. Once we tapped into that 50% and this candle closed bearish, I took the first 3 positions right here. As price action pushed back up, came back down, failed to break the low and pushed back up. Once I saw this retracement back into the highs and still was not able to break that Asian high point that we had just created or the New York high from last week, I entered sales again. Once price action came back down and put all positions back in profits, I closed the positions that I had right over here and I left this one running, which is this entry right here at this was 218. I think it was 215 was the actual entry. But what you can see is I originally had stops above this NY high. I think I did, or it was either above this NY high or it was above this zone completely. But as you can see, because price action did not, with this pushing to the highs, did not break the high looking left, I trailed the stops or had the stops at 260. And once we hit that play button, we can see price action just started to melt. Now, seeing price action come all the way down and push so far away from this level, I was looking at it and I was like, you know, at this point, we done dropped a good 27, 25 pips. So there's a high probability that price action is going to retrace, and I didn't want to sit through that. So once I saw price action come down here, I was, you know, still on the 5 minute. I saw this candle close and this candle started to break the high on that bullish candle. I closed the whole trade right there. And as you can see, had I been willing to, you know, sit through that little bit of drawdown, ultimately all TPs got smashed, and then some more and 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 some more. I had TP1 right back in over here for, let's see, TP1 was a total of 20 pips. TP2 all the way down was a total of 36 pips. I had these levels identified, I think higher time from the 1 hour. Yep. So because price action was bearish to this point, we retraced pushing bullish, came back down and rejected from this level. So where that candle closed, I wanted to take off some profits altogether. I did not close off profits right here during the trade. Like I said, as it came down on that 5 minute, 1 minute time frame when it started to print that bullish candle, I closed everything. So I didn't take off profits at TP1. TP2 was the bottom of this reaction point where price action came down bearish and then gave this big bullish reaction. So I wanted to take off some more profits there had I stayed in. And then TP3 was back to the 1 hour support that created the new higher high from last week's price action. Overall, was not expecting it to melt all the way back down to where price action currently is now. And pretty much what I'm looking for, we retraced pretty good right there. I don't like that candle close. Overall, what I'm seeing right here is kind of the same thing that we had when we look left, kind of where we got the trade idea from up here, back and over here. We saw price action retrace this whole move right here to its 50% and then came down and retest the lows that it created from this high point. So looking at price action create the low, create the high. I was looking for a 50% retracement. I think it has pulled back a little bit deeper than 50% at this point. We're probably closer to that 618. And yeah, I'm just looking for a simple retracement back into the highs from price action doing its retracement on the higher time frame. So currently in these buys, I took these buys this early. Let me delete this field real quick so I can kind of identify. One of the things I kind of look for to determine to see if price action is going to go one direction or not, especially on a 1 hour chart, is price action close above most recent structure. So we got a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low right down here. Price action close above that lower high that pushed you into the lows. So now that price action has pulled back into, you know, the level that pushed you into the highs, I was looking for price action to continue to go big bullish. And I actually have a 1 minute re-entry level that price action just tapped. So let me see how it lines up. Ooh. Not going to enter just yet. So this white line right over here, my 1 minute re-entry zone, and we melted through there. So I want to see how price action gets back above this white line right here, sitting at 71.45-ish. If we get back above, continue to make higher highs and higher lows, then your boy getting in. How far did that actually push? All the way down. It swept that low. I might go ahead and give me a couple on. Let's see. Let's let this 1 hour. If this 1 minute candle close above that 1 minute entry that we got identified, that white line at 71.45, we'll re-enter that thing. Come on. 20. Let's see. From mean snappers, it could work, it could work, it could work. Yet again, probably same stops at 7,100. So looking at let me in. All right, looking at a 4-pip stop. Let's see what happens. So if it come out and it just melt, then the early entry gets stopped out, and then those entries we just entered get stopped out, which is perfectly fine. From right there, stops right below, and then pull out to that 15. Let's see, we're gonna target. That's the other thing with this. I definitely think we can retest these NY highs, but above there, I'm not sure how far we could possibly come back up. I don't think it's gonna go to give you the new higher high tonight. It could be the start of that new higher high, but I don't think we're gonna get there tonight. Ultimately, I do think we're coming back to retest this 4-hour resistance ray up here. So that's how I'm gonna line it up for tonight. And there is news at 9:30 tonight as well. So tight stops. Fully aware of the news tonight, and we just gonna see how it line out, how it happen, how it play out for us. Yeah, I don't think price action in this Asian session is gonna break this NY low. So let's see what happens. We might have a sniper, and then we got like a other pretty. I can't say it's an excellent entry, but it is what it is at this point because I'm in and I have accepted the risk. Hold on 1 second. All right. So for the rest of the market, Bitcoin over the weekend. I don't think. Well, I did catch a small scalp buy on Bitcoin this weekend, right from back in over here. I think that's where it is. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's where it was. I don't know if I dropped that in the group chat or not. This is the trade call out from last night on AU. The entries from right up there. These are the positions that I got in, the 3 positions that I got in first, and then as it pulled back later, I got that entry on there as well, right here, where it pulled back later. Once it came back down, closed those first positions, and the second position kept going. And then, yep, closed everything because I didn't want to see it. I thought it was going to retrace all the way back up, at least to the structure where it most recently broke, but it didn't. It only pulled back a couple pips, and that thing melted. So, let me see. Did I put Bitcoin? No, these was the sales after the buys. These are the buys. Took buys on Bitcoins this weekend. pretty much from right over here. This price action came back down, had a 1 hour support level drawn in, and we were looking for just a simple retest of the highs, and that's what it was, and hit TP, and that's pretty much what it was. Pretty simple. On Bitcoin, was looking for the buys, pretty much because price action was bullish. As we look back, and we continue to look back. We've been bullish for a little minute. I think the higher time frames are somewhat bearish, but overall, this lower time frame trend is correctively pulling back very bullishly. I think if we start to close below this 23,500 level, then potentially we could see some more some more bearish downside, kind of correct these price action levels back in over here, high, low, high, low. Yeah. So I would say if we close below 22,400, then potentially we can see some more bearish activity. But overall, bullish on BTC. If you follow me consistently, you know I don't trade Bitcoin throughout the week, so we'll be waiting back into the weekend so we can smash up some BTC. Moving on to GJ. GJ overall was a consolidated market from the higher time frames. Finally broke out of that consolidation zone, but if you zoom out to a higher time frame, we still within a higher time frame consolidation area. We kind of broke out 2 weeks ago, but then we came right back into it. So if you look at it from this point here, from that high, from that low to that high, we were pretty much ranging, not really making any new highs, any new lows until, like I said, this point right over here, we kind of broke below, but then we came right back in. So this right here kind of identified to me like price action grabbed liquidity, and from this point I kind of thought we were going to continue to go big bullish, but as we can see, price action is coming back down into that demand area where price action retraced probably about a 50% retracement. So it's a couple different ways you can look at it. If you're saying price action is going to go bearish, this is the last lower high that gave you a new lower low. This is your 50% retracement. Now price action is pushing down to possibly create that new lower low. If you think GJ is going to resume back bullish from all this price action that it was creating right back in over here, you can potentially say this was the shift of structure. And then now currently we're doing a retracement back into the demand that broke and pushed you into the high. So now from this area, or once it comes back down to this, closer to this 4 hour support, price action potentially could resume back bullish. But overall, GJ is a mess right now, and I, haven't been really messing with it too much. I did catch a little scalp buy right over and over here. Couple pips. I think this was like 20-25 pip. I did not leave a runner. I smashed up. Oh yeah, that one went up 40 pips. I took off. I want to say I closed up everything. I don't think I left a runner on this one. So yeah, I wasn't too sure on if this was going to continue big bullish. So that's why I did not leave a runner on this little trade right here. Let's see, pushing over to GU. GU overall bearish. I did want to take shorts on GU last night. I did not catch this trade. This is just a trade idea that I had that ended up playing out. What we had was price action was big bullish on a higher time frame. So what we were looking for is, since price action created this 4 hour support, we pushed into the highs. We were retracing to see where we could potentially catch a level to push back bullish from the weekend, somewhat weekend analysis. We had a support created from price action last Friday. Price action came and broke through that support. So I knew in the back of my mind, we touched the 4 hour resistance. We're coming back down, potentially retest that 4 hour support if price action closed below this 1 hour support. So that's what gave me the possible sales below. This would have been an in-post trade had I been watching GU, but this didn't kick off to the London session. And like I said, if you follow me consistently, you know I ain't at the charts at that time. So missed this little setup here. Do I think it's going to continue lower? I have no idea. I don't know, my friend. I don't know where it's going to go. It could continue lower, but you don't have to wait to see. I would wait for a break and a retest. A break and a retest. So I wanted to break and retest and maintain below this level here. Maintain below and then come back down. Potentially take shots. And if you look to the left, you can see tons and tons of resting liquidity, what price action likes to eat up in the market. So yeah, just see, if price action close big bearish below, that looks like 1.20. You can call it a 1.2500 level, to take out some of the schematics. But yeah, if you see that potential break and retest setup, potentially get active. NZD/USD played all the way out. NZD/USD played all the way out. The only thing I was off on from last week with NZD/USD, I wanted to see a pullback into this 1 hour support before it took off, but I was looking for once it came back into that 1 hour support to shift the structure and start making higher highs and higher lows. And as you can see, price action took off from the support it already established and just went big bully. So potentially could see price shoot up from this level. Bullish continuation zones are break and retest trades as long as it maintains this level. I would like to take buys above 63, about 850, 63, 850, 63, 850, 63, 850, 63, 850, potential buys above that level. Pretty much the same thing we kind of saw off in GU. Break and retest trades. NZD/USD is a perfect example of that break and retest trade, looking to see if it's going to continue back bullish or not. Looking at USD/JPY, UJ kind of played out from 2 weeks ago. Price action created a support within the market, and we had possible sales. If price action started to break through that low, possible sales are in post trade, so we'd have been ultimately in watching this market live. This happened during the New York session on August 10th. Couldn't have told you I would have been in that trade, but we had the chart analyzed to potentially get in that trade and potentially get active within the market. So, continuation sales break and retest. This level has already been smacked. So, overall, I would need to reanalyze UJ to see where it's going, but price action from last week definitely played out. Zones are definitely hitting. Over the gold, I don't. Gold ain't really do too much still. So from the way I analyze, gold just ain't following none of the rules, none of the levels that I identify 4 hour support, 4 hour resistance. As price action closed above this 4 hour resistance, I would look for break and retest trades from here. And as you can kind of see, just based off the way I identify the charts, I don't really have a break and retest set up. Price action closed. If you draw this all the way out, price action got above this level, but instantly broke back below that level. Broke above, broke back below, broke above, broke back below. So it never maintained a support above that one or that 1794 area. So potentially would have never had a buy above that level. And then back and down over here, yeah, probably wouldn't have been doing too much anything in between this resistance to the support. But ultimately, if you call this your new 4 hour support, that pushed through into the highest price action is retracing. So ultimately, if you just made a new higher high, potentially if this area creates your new higher low, we could see price action resume back bullish. But I don't know, maybe I would need to reanalyze this to kind of see what I think gold is going to do for the week. Pushing over to S&P. S&P pretty much played out what we had from 2 weeks ago. We were looking for a retracement back into this 15-minute level support or this 1 hour support. If it came all the way back to the 1 hour support, we were looking to take buys from the bottom. 15-minute level ended up holding up. And from like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had this 42.99 level called out. So price action is finally in that level. Now we're probably about to melt back down for a good retracement and potentially see what we're going to do after that. But seeing as how price action has reached that target level, I would definitely let this breathe for a little bit, see if it respects this support we got right here on the 4 hour already created, or if it breaks back through and start creating that bearish structure, lower lows and lower highs, to ultimately push the market back even higher. So that's pretty much how trades have played out. Like I said, I did not reanalyze the charts from last week because I wanted to see how some of these price action analysis play out. Ooh, and it looks like AU is going to continue to go bearish. Continue to go bearish, which is funky. Let's see what happens. So if we continue to go bearish here, let's see, where are we going? I don't know anything. Potentially all the way back down to the 4 hour support, which would be okay. I think all of my positions are about to get stopped out. Let's see. Yeah, all my positions are probably already cooked. Oh, these ain't got no stops in. Yeah. So as we hit that 100, I'll manually close that. And we got that news coming out tonight. So let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and get up out of there. Go ahead and close that. All right, so that buy idea did not play out, as we can see. So what we're gonna do is sit back and let price action show us what it want to do. Because we potentially could just be coming out here and grab liquidity, or since we already bearish, yeah, it could just continue to melt to the downside. And at that point, it is what it is. You let it push, see if you can catch a retracement, and then go from there. So let's see what happens. Oh, that's funky. Oh, like that. So now we at a standstill. I don't know if there's any other. I don't think there's anything else that I'm looking at tonight that I wanted to take a position on besides AU. Let me see, where was that at? Let's see what GA look like. No, that ain't it. UJ. We just had that major correction. Was it GU? Yeah, okay. So I can kind of see a little correlation between the pairs. As price got used major impulse into the highs and created this resistance right up here, came back down and retested support and kind of breaking through. You can kind of see that same structural format on a few of the other pairs. We got the high impulse into the highs. Well, we ain't come close to that low just yet, so we might be just doing a deeper retracement. Oh man, I thought we was gonna push belly, but we ain't. We going Barry. Let's see. So the next support for me on this is all the way back down here. Oh man. So let's see what we get. All right, well, we really have much to talk about now. Shit melting to the downside. I wasn't kind of expecting that, but I mean, I could see why, you know. But I'm gonna guess that this. Let's see what we got. Monetary policy meetings more hawkish than expected is good for the currency. Detailed record of RBA. Most recent meetings providing debit insight to the economic conditions that influence the decision on where to set the interest rates. Okay. All right. I will be right back. My friends, right back. All right. Price action melting. I don't want none of this smoke. Anytime you kind of see price action melt like that, you just kind of let it do its thing. Push back. Yeah, we broke the low. So potentially, since price action is breaking the way it is, I would expect it to come all the way back down here. All the way. All the way. All the way. All the way. This broke through this 1 hour support, so this really ain't that relevant. It broke. I bet this price action right here ends up like this right here. That push, that pullback, that push, and then this is gonna be that low. Like this was that high, and price action wasn't able to break. Same way back over here. You got that push, that pullback. This is a little bit of pullback. Price action broke above that 1 hour structure right over here. Same thing. I was looking to buy and got cooked to the downside. I think that's what's going on right over here. So I think I would like to see what happens once we get to this 1 hour support, which probably won't happen as I'm on this live broadcast tonight. So, ooh. Yeah. If price action made it all the way back down here, ooh, a mean drop. I could not be able to chase it though. I said I could not be able to chase it. 30 some odd pips, you know, not too bad. No, I'd rather wait until later on in the week. Let price action do all the greed that it's going to do early within the week and then show where it really wants to go. Because overall, should be looking for the buys. But as we can see, the shorts are what's prevalent right now. Kind of just overall tapping into that 4 hour resistance that we just recently, most recently broke. So, I don't know. Until I see more price action develop, it's going to be kind of difficult out to kind of see what price action really wants to do. Is this candle right here just kind of pump faking, you know, just kind of coming down and retest where we just rebroke and then go back bullish, or is it really going to come deeper all the way back down to this 1 hour support level we got right down here? Because this level right here completely did not hold up. But it's all Gucci. Yeah. No strong. She's muscle well. Okay, yeah, muscle strong. But yeah. I really ain't got nothing else to go over because everything is retracing. Let's see. Let's do currency check. Let's see some strength. Alright, so we're gonna crunch them up and let's start with AU. Okay, so AU was pushing bullish, currently pushing bearish. Big bearish would be USD strength. GJ current pushing bearish, JPY strength. GU pushing bearish, USD strength. And USD strength. UJ is pushing bearish as well. Could we build a story for JPY strength? Or no? And this price action right here is real funky because we were bearish. We shifted back bullish. We can go back. We were bearish. We shifted back bullish. We came down and we did close below. Let's move out to the 4 hour. So we did close below the support that pushed you into the highs here. So we could be back resuming bearish, but this will be identifying JPY strength. GJ kind of identifying JPY strength. I would probably check another JPY, XXX JPY to kind of confirm that JPY strength. Otherwise, but if the USD was strong and if USD was strong and the JPY was strong, this would be overall consolidating. Right now, this kind of like you want to leak to the downside, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, potential new lower high to give you that new lower low. So I ain't 100% on what the market doing right now, but your boy gonna sit back and wait till that the news come out, cause this overall just dipping to the downside. I'd rather sit back and wait and kind of just chase after these shorts just because it's selling right now. Definitely don't scalp, but I can potentially see why this definitely didn't hold up. For the most part, structural wise, it's kind of in the middle / kind of on top of where we just broke from. But this is the demand that pushed us into supply from right down here, so I can definitely see why we are coming back down and why this scenario didn't hold up. So, I don't think I want to drag this out too much longer because I know news is coming, so I definitely won't do anything until news come out. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here short tonight. I do apologize that it is. Got cooked early in the session. I've been watching the chart since about 7:32. So, I've been on for about an hour so far. Not broadcasting, but overall looking for the setup. And I thought that was it. But I think I'm gonna keep this one short simply because I know that news is coming and I'd rather not guess at this point. So I'm gonna end this one right here. Like and subscribe. We probably will definitely be back tomorrow and get back active. If you got any questions, hit them comments. If not, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.